Hey guys, so for this video, I want to kind of switch it up a bit and I want to talk to you as if we're friends. Like say you're my best friend and you're getting into the crypto market. What kind of advice can I share with you to help you not get wrecked and make the most of this upcoming cycle? Okay, so the first thing I would tell you, and I just wrote an article on the website. I'm going to link this in the description of the pinned comment of this video if you want to go and read. But yeah, the first thing I would tell you, if you're a newbie getting into the market, I would say number one, do not leave a significant amount of coins on a centralized exchange. We've seen so many hacks from Mt. Gox until the most recent one, which actually the most recent one wasn't a hack. It was just the exchange owners just straight up stealing people's money, which is FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried. Do not keep your money, a significant amount of money, aside from your trading balance on a centralized exchange. Number two, I would tell you to keep your funds on a hardware wallet. So something like, well, there's a lot of different hardware wallets you can pick from. I personally use a Ledger Nano. They recently had a lot of controversy regarding a recovery service they were going to offer, where essentially you can opt into the service and then it would send your private key in a encrypted shard to three different providers. So for people that are kind of incompetent and can't remember their phrase, they would be able to recover it. The community didn't like this. A lot of people were saying they're just gonna like buy a new hardware wallet, and Ledger came and they said, okay, we're not gonna do it, and we're gonna open source our software so you can see that there's nothing shady going on. Anyway, I still have a Ledger Nano S, which is the older one. Apparently, this one wasn't included in the recovery service thing. I'm not really sure why. Maybe they don't have the storage memory for it or whatever. But I still use that, and I haven't updated my software. Um, but yeah, I mean, Ledger's been around a long time. They've never really had a hack or anything, so I still trust it. Then there's Trezor. Then there's a whole bunch of other ones. You can just look into what are the best hardware wallets to use. But anyway, the important thing is that you're using a hardware wallet and not the exchange, and number two, not a mobile wallet. So mobile wallets, they're better than it's self custody. It's better than keeping it on the exchange because you can control your keys. But the problem, I was listening to John McAfee. He's like a cybersecurity expert. He developed a software called McAfee, like an antivirus software. And he was saying that what these mobile app developers can do is they can install like spyware. So when you download it and then you click on something, it can take a screenshot of whatever's on your screen, and essentially they can time it so when the private key is being displayed to you, they can take the snapshot and they can just have that, and then that would later on give them access to whatever coins you put on it. Now, I haven't heard of too many examples where like reputable mobile wallets have been hacked, except for recently where Atomic Wallet got hit. So all these people just one day they woke up and their funds were gone. Some guy lost millions of dollars. So again, it just goes to show you want to keep it offline. You want to keep everything offline. You don't want your recovery phrase to ever hit the internet at all. So what I would suggest doing when you get, say for example, I'm only familiar with Ledger. You get the Ledger, and it's going to display. It's 24 words, I believe. It's going to display that. You write them down. Don't put it online, or don't put it online in full. What you can do is, okay, if it's hard to remember 24 words, I wouldn't rely on my memory for that. You can write them down, but don't write all 24 words down in one spot. So I think it's probably better to like, you can write it down and then take three or four words of the 24, cross them out, and just remember those ones in your head, or write those four words down on a different piece of paper and hide that somewhere else. That way, like, if somebody found your seed phrase written down, say you had like a break in or something like that, odds are they're not going to find both of them. And if they only had the one with the four words missing, they're not going to be able to recover the funds unless they know what those four words are. And likewise, you can store that the 24 phrase minus the four words in multiple locations, and then you can, if you have the four words in your head, you're going to be able to recover it, right? I would suggest don't, when you're crossing out the words, I would suggest hiding the first word and like the second word, because if you ever recover a wallet, you're going to notice like say if you know you get the first 10 words right, on the 11th word it's going to give you suggestions based on that combination. So I think it's a lot harder to crack if the first couple words are missing, right? So just remember the first couple words and then like a couple words towards the end. Okay, so the next thing, okay, so wallet security should be your priority. There's a saying, not your keys, not your coins. Make sure you protect that. Okay, that's access to your money. Okay, number two, I would say that don't just blindly trust influencers, people with large followings that are doing like TA videos on YouTube. Now, now that I'm in technical analysis and like I've studied a lot on this topic, when you have an influencer that's on there saying, "Oh, the price is going to 12K to 10K whatever," and they're making that call when it's at 22 or whatever, they have no idea where the price is going, okay? As a trader, I can tell you I only trade within like a support level and a resistance level. If there's main strong like a daily major daily moving average or whatever and the price is above it, you can't assume that moving average is going to break and it's going to crash to 12K. They're just guessing, and I suspect that they're intentionally trying to throw you off. So if you notice that, say Bitcoin's crashed a lot, and all these YouTube videos are coming up with these influencers making the stupid faces in the thumbnail, and they're all calling for 12K or 10K, which is, say, it's like 50% lower. There's a good chance that they're trying to get you to sell at that current level, right? So if you look at traditional markets, for example, you have this guy named Jim Cramer. He's a host of a show called, I think it's called Mad Money on CNBC, one of the fake news networks. And his calls are so bad that someone created it's called an inverse Cramer ETF. And if you just do the exact opposite of what his calls are, you'll do quite well. So it's almost like, it seems anyway, that the big money are just the institutions are using him to get retail to either sell to them at the lows or buy the stock or whatever it is off them at the highs, right? So if something's pumped, Jim Cramer is going to hype it. If something's about to crash, he'll hype it. If it's at the bottom, he's going to try and scare you away. And this works very, very well with crypto, by the way. So if Jim Cramer makes a call, crypto's dead, sell all your coins, which he recently did right before the pump, take it as a sign, right? It's a very good signal. Okay, so yeah, number two, be skeptical of the YouTube influencers, right? I would say the best thing you can do is learn how to read a chart for yourself. I'll link to a video in the description which outlines a very easy to follow but effective method you can use to do that. And also on the website, we have a section under technical analysis, whatever. You can read our articles, and that'll help you as well. Okay, number three. Okay, so for anyone who's been through a full cycle, it's just a range of emotions. Okay, so you're gonna get you can say you buy low, the market pumps, you get this feeling of euphoria, you feel like you want to dance around the room, you're kind of planning on all the things you're going to buy when you do cash out. And for most people, they never get the chance to cash out because the smart money beats them to it. So number three is take your profits or someone is going to take them from you. Meaning, like, the market pumps and then it works in waves. It pumps and then it pulls back. It pumps and then it pulls back. The pullbacks are people taking profits. Okay, they're taking their chips off the table, so to speak. And then what's gonna happen one day? You're gonna have this certain target in your head. Like say you put $10,000 in the market, and then it pumped, then your balance pumped to 300,000. You might think you just had such a crazy multiple. What's another 3.3x to get a million? So you have this arbitrary target in your mind, but I'll tell you, it very rarely hits your target, right? So you're going to be holding off for that $1 million so you can just take your chips off the table, walk away, and start your life and be free forever. But if you wait, likely you're not going to get the chance. People are going to sell. The market's going to dump. And then one day you're going to wake up and you're going to have 20% less value in your portfolio. And you're going to think, well, I can't sell now. It's going to go back up. I can't sell now. And then the dip just keeps dipping and dipping and dipping. And before you know it, maybe 80 to 90% of your balance has gotten wiped out. It's a horrible feeling to every day check CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap and just see the red, just your coins bleeding out. And then it's hard to sell because you could have sold for 50% more. So you just hold, and it's just emotionally gut wrenching. So I would say avoid that. Um, the market is not going anywhere, guys. So I've made this mistake before where I feel like this is my chance to get rich. I can just hold another 3x. I'm going to be set for life, kind of thing. And then it just gets washed away. You got to know, like, if you take your profit off the table, the market's not going anywhere. You can use that to get in on a more favorable entry. So a good way to prevent yourself from holding onto coins that have pumped 30, 40x is to reframe it and think that, say you had a $300,000 balance, think that if you had that $300,000 in your bank account, right? And you looked at a phantom chart, or you looked at a Bitcoin chart, and you saw that it pumped, you saw all these green candles, right? Would you empty your entire savings account to buy at that moment? Obviously not, unless you're stupid. You wouldn't do that, right? But so if you're holding $300,000 at those highs, maybe it's time to take some off the table. If you wouldn't buy it, you shouldn't hold it, right? So if in that moment you think, okay, I have $300 in my bank, $300,000 in my bank, I would put, I think it's going to go higher. I would put $50,000 in. Okay, that means that if you had $300,000 in the market at that time, you should pull $250,000 out and let the $50,000 ride, right? Don't get caught up in this. The market's going to be there tomorrow. Take your chips off the table and live to fight another day, right? Just be grateful for what you have. People get wrecked in this market. There's two main emotions that drive the markets, and this is why chart patterns are so predictable. They happen over and over and over again because they're simply a reflection of these two human emotions, predictable emotions. It's fear and greed. So the example I just gave you where you just hold on for that 3x to hit a million, that's greed taking over and it's going to wreck you, right? And then there's fear when the market crashes and you just sell the bottoms. You believe the stupid YouTube influencers, you sell the bottom and then it pumps back up. So you need to control your emotions in this game or you're never going to be successful. So control your greed, control your fear. Think rationally, okay? Okay, the next point I want to get to is learn how to short. Okay, so I used to think that the only way to make money in crypto was to load up on a position, buy, hold, wait for it to go up, and then sell. Well, no, you can short. And I think I figured this out when I was in a Facebook group and the market was crashing and I was just, just frustrated, probably like throwing things around the room or something. No, not really, but. And then these people in the group, they were like happy. They were happy. So then I later learned that they were shorting the market. So as the market was going down, they were betting against the market and they were making money on the downswing, right? So you need to learn how to short the market so you can play the pumps and the dumps, right? You can make money in either direction. I wrote an article. It's on the website. I'll also link that in the pinned comment. Read that. It goes over exactly how to short. Very important that you know how to do that, right? Okay. The next piece of advice I can give you is don't get emotionally attached to a particular coin. So in crypto, especially, well, not just every coin in the crypto market, there's communities that get built up around these coins, right? So there's this huge XRP community. There's the Link Marines, they're called, or whatever. So people, when they start researching a coin, they get in these communities and they're in the Reddit groups and they make a whole bunch of friends, Link Marine friends or whatever. And don't get me wrong, I think Link's a good project, but you got to realize that whatever coin you're holding in the bear market, it's going to dump. It doesn't matter how strong it is fundamentally. In a bear market, there might be a couple outliers, right? So in 2018, I think, or 2019 bear market, it was Link. Link had a run. But there's thousands of coins, and most of them, 99% of the coins, the altcoins are going to dump over 90%. Okay, so let me pull up the chart here. Let me pull up a chart. So what do I have up here? Okay, I have Bitcoin Cash up right now because that's what's running, and I'm looking at that. Okay, so in May 2021, Bitcoin Cash went to over $1,600, and and then it went all the way down from there. All right, hold on. Let me get this out of here. Okay, the peak is just there we go, down to the low. It crashed almost 95%. 95%. Another big one was, I mean, there's so many of them. They all dumped. Okay, they pretty much all dumped. Say get off. If you take off log, you see how devastating this actually was. Okay. Oh, it's VeChain. They have all these partnerships, whatever. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Look what happened to VeChain. Short position from the top down to the lows. Again, 95%. So you might love your altcoin fundamentally, think it's going to change the world. It's going to dump. And if you don't dump your coins onto somebody else, like, you're going to lose over 90% value. If you, if it's Bitcoin, oh, it's so stable. Well, it doesn't drop as much as the other ones, but you still got pretty wrecked if you held throughout the bear market, right? So let me see. Bitcoin dumped 77%. You want to be holding that? I mean, if you have to hold a coin throughout the bear market and you're not putting it into something stable, Bitcoin is an ideal choice, I suppose, because you're not going to lose 95%. You'll lose like 70 to 80%. Typically it's 85, but with the market cap going higher, it's the decreases are less, and also the increases are less as well. But yeah, you don't want to take a 70 something percent drawdown. That's emotional torment, right? The one thing, no, here's what I would suggest doing. Okay, so the point is, don't get emotionally attached to a coin. The developers of these coins are holding so many, and they're going to dump on you. So if they're not attached to the coin that they've created, right, and they take profits, then maybe you should too. Okay, the next point is when you're pulling profits. Okay, you say, okay, I'm out. I want to get out of the market. Now you can put it to your bank, but then when you want to re-enter the market, that could be a bit of a hassle, because a lot of the time when you're trying to enter the crypto market, banks kind of give you a hassle. They do like limited transactions, all this nonsense. So if you want to stay in the crypto ecosystem, you can use stable coins. But my advice would be to don't put all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. So don't put all your profits into one particular stable coin. Spread it out. Okay, so in what was it, May 9th, 2022, and this affected me. UST, the Terra Luna, and their UST stablecoin crashed, right? So it was a algorithmic stablecoin. Something went wrong with the system. The coin dumped, and what was supposed to be pegged at $1, $1 and is now sitting at 1 cent. Okay, so imagine if you put 100%. You had a great bull run. You put 100% of your gains into UST, which was reality for a lot of people. You end up with nothing. Okay, so you need to diversify to mitigate your risk, and this holds true with like all investing, right? So there are a lot of different stable coins you can pick from. You can use USDT, USDC. You can use DAI. You can use there's so many different ones, right? And there's also coins that are pegged to the price of gold, right? So you have I think it's called Pax Gold, and they actually have, allegedly, I don't know, I don't trust anybody, but they allegedly have, their token that's backed by ounces of gold stored in New York. It's regulated by some New York commission or whatever. But you can use you can use the gold peg stable coins in your basket of coins, just to like diversify and mitigate risk, right? And then what you can do is, as the whole market's dropping, you can use your stable coins to buy back in, right? So you can get a bigger bag, you can accumulate more for the next run up. And I would suggest that as you're buying back in, the first coins you should buy, the number one coin you should buy is obviously Bitcoin. You're not going to be don't try to time the exact bottom. Just scale in like maybe 10, 15% at a time, build your position, dollar cost average, because it's very unlikely that it's going to hit your exact target. So build your position over time gradually. And the reason why you want to buy Bitcoin first is because when the market does turn around and the sentiment shifts, it's most likely going to be Bitcoin that runs up first, right? So Bitcoin's the market leader. So Bitcoin's gonna run up. Liquidity is going to be further drained from the altcoins. It's going to move into Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to come up, stall out, and then you can take the profits you made from Bitcoin and then scatter that around into more of the low cap altcoins, right? So that's the way to play it. I would, not financial advice, but that's what I would personally do. Focus on Bitcoin. And also, when you're buying back in, Bitcoin is the one that has the highest chance to have a bounce back, right? It's been number one the entire time. It seems to be in a long-term macro uptrend. It's making higher highs and higher lows, whereas some of these altcoins just die out, right? So make Bitcoin the first thing you buy when you re-enter the market. So yeah, I mean, that's the 6 points I wanted to share with you. I hope that helped, guys. Again, links to everything I mentioned are going to be in a pinned comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. All right, take care.